Asymptomatic child with an ejection systolic murmur found to have pulmonary stenosis with a gradient of 36 millimeters of mercury. What is needed? A. Medical follow-up. B. Open pulmonary valvolectomy. C. Balloon pulmonary valvolectomy. D. Diuretics. Correct answer A. Medical follow-up. Valvolectomy is indicated in symptomatic and severe pulmonary stenosis. Mild cases of pulmonary stenosis need only medical follow-up and they seldom progress to severe forms. In the ECG of a 5-month-old infant, all can be seen except A. T-wave inversion in V1, B. Q waves in V5, V6, C. R in V1, D. Right axis deviation. Correct answer B. Q waves in V5, V6. Lateral Q waves are seldom seen in the ECG of infants as the regression of the prenatal right ventricular dominance is not complete. All the others are features of right ventricular dominance which regresses over time to be replaced by features of left ventricular dominance. Small Q waves in lateral leads appear as the left ventricle becomes the dominant chamber. All of the following are phosphodiesterase inhibitors except A. Losartan, B. Theophylline, C. Amrinone, D. Sildenafil. Correct answer A. Losartan. Losartan is an angiotensin receptor blocker while all the others inhibit phosphodiesterase. Sildenafil is a phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitor. Kussmaul's sign may be seen in all except A. Tricuspid stenosis, B. Ventricular septal defect, C. Constrictive pericarditis, D. Congestive cardiac failure. Correct answer B. Ventricular septal defect. Kussmaul's sign is the lack of inspiratory fall or more specifically an inspiratory rise in jugular venous pressure, which is a classical sign of constrictive pericarditis. ECG finding in acute pericarditis. A. PR segment depression, B. ST elevation in AVR, C. Tall P wave, D. Left bundle branch block pattern. Correct answer A. PR segment depression. ST segment elevation in AVR indicates left main coronary artery or proximal multivessel disease. All are features of acute rheumatic fever except A. Pancarditis, B. Carey-Combs murmur, C. Chorea, D. Always causes residual joint damage. Correct answer D. Always causes residual joint damage. Rheumatic fever seldom causes residual joint damage. The arthritis is migratory, fleeting and resolves spontaneously. Very rarely, a deforming variety known as Jacquard's arthropathy has been described in which there is a correctable deformity in the fingers and toes due to periarticular fibrosis. The general saying is that acute rheumatic fever licks the joints and bites the heart. Mitral valve prolapse is associated with all of the following except A. Obesity, B. Scoliosis, C. Straight back syndrome, D. Pectus excavatum. Correct answer A. Obesity. Mitral valve prolapse is often associated with skeletal abnormalities. They usually have a gracile habitus and not obesity. Which of the following is not given in a cyanotic spell? A. Streptokinase, B. Ketamine, C. Normal saline, D. Morphine. Correct answer A. Streptokinase. Streptokinase is a thrombolytic agent with no role in the management of a cyanotic spell. Ketamine as an agent to induce general anesthesia can be used if the cyanotic spell is refractory to other measures. Adequate hydration is important in a cyanotic congenital heart disease, and morphine is one of the important drugs in the therapeutic armamentarium for the management of the cyanotic spell, the other group of drugs being beta blockers. QT interval prolongation is seen with the use of all of the following except A. Amiodarone, B. Esmolol, C. Magnesium, D. Metoprolol. Correct answer C. Magnesium. Intravenous magnesium is useful in the treatment of the life-threatening arrhythmia known as tosse at the points, which occurs in the setting of QT interval prolongation. More so if there is associated hypokalemia and hypomagnesemia. Magnesium is a cofactor for the enzyme involved in the renal transport of potassium, so that hypomagnesemia causes refractory hypokalemia. Even though amiodarone causes QT interval prolongation, it seldom causes toss at the points because it is not a pure class 3 drug and has all 4 classes of action. This is in contrast with other pure class 3 drugs which have a higher propensity for QT prolongation and toss at these points. Though beta blockers slow the heart and produce longer QT intervals, corrected QT interval is unlikely to be prolonged and they do not cause toss at the points. In fact, beta blockers are the sheet anchor of therapy in most varieties of congenital long QT syndromes. It is also noteworthy that beta receptor stimulant isoproterenol is used for shortening QT interval and suppressing toss at the points in the setting of QT prolongation. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future updates and click on the bell icon for all updates. Thank you.